Welcome back to Redmen TV. It's Uncensored match build-up showtime. Liverpool taking on Bournemouth at Anfield midweek. The season continues and in some respects maybe even begins here.
Bournemouth fans always get a poor rub of the green when it comes to playing at Anfield, don't they? Like, it's Monday night, it's Wednesday night, it's so far, and they always get after a work day.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Poor old Bournemouth fans. Best not even to turn up, lads.
The team, or just
the whole lot, like, yeah. Chris is here, John's here, Steve's here. We'll get into it in a moment. But, Chris, you've got some nicely prepared. I was going to say hastily prepared, but
it was hastily prepared. It was very hastily
thrown together. Bournemouth stats facts.
Yeah, so Liverpool have won all 4 of their previous home meetings with Bournemouth in the Premier League. Coutinho has assisted 6 goals this season, his second best tally since 13-14 when he made only 7 assists. Liverpool and Bournemouth have both scored the joint most penalties in the league this season with 7. Bournemouth have kept consecutive clean sheets in the Premier League now, but have never recorded 3 in a row, so let's not make that a thing. Liverpool's last 6 defeats have come against teams in the bottom half of the table, boo, and Liverpool have scored and conceded in 21 of 30 games this year in the league. That's in 70% we've scored and conceded, more than anybody else.
Yeah, you hear things like that, you go, yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Steve kind of alluded to it at the top, but we've had a few of these in recent weeks where we go, that was a really good result that we put in last time out, but it's all for nothing if we don't kick on and get the results against Bournemouth, because as we were saying on the Final Word show, the league table is now starting to look really nice for us. What we need to do is some big games being played this week. We just need to go about our business, get 3 points and let everyone else stress about their jobs.
Yeah, we don't want anyone talking about us. So what you do what Tottenham done to Burnley at the weekend, and you just beat them 2-0, and let everyone else win. Every other game happens. So let Chelsea and Man City happen on the telly, and let Arsenal, West Ham and Everton, Man United. Let that be the centre of attention. Yeah. And let's just put Bournemouth. That's what you want. I don't think it'll be easy. Coming off the back of a derby, and they're in decent form. They went to Old Trafford and got a draw, and since then they've played well. I watched them on Saturday night against Southampton, and they battered them. It was 0-0, but they battered them. And they missed a sitter, they missed a pen because the pen spot moved. I don't know if you've seen it. Harry Artist goes to take a pen, puts his foot down in the pen spot, lifts the ball up, so he hits it over the bar. But they battered Southampton. So no, it won't be easy. And I say we're coming on the back of a derby game, which has took a toll on us injury-wise. It's one of those games. Do you remember 13-14 Sunderland at home? It's one of those games that very few people remember. We just beat them.
It's like, no,
it was a midweek game, and we just beat them 2-1. And it was around. We played Arsenal and battered them. We played Everton and battered them. It was one of those games that you just have to win. Yeah. And it was scruffy and it was a bit ugly, but we just won. Yeah. And that's what this might have to be. You just need to get. Now it's just about we need to get up the maximum points from our home games. We're getting to a point now where it's top 4. We're cementing it week by week. Yeah. Just keep it up, and I don't care if it's 1-0 on 89th minute. At this stage, you just need to win 3. You just need to get 3 points. That's all. And however you get it, you get it.
Completely agree. I mean, this is it. Dan. Let's be honest. We would like it for Liverpool to go back to doing what they did at the start of the season, make life easy for us by going and playing some scintillating football, scoring an absolute ton of goals, and that's what we all want. It goes without saying. But I agree with Steve. To where you stand on it is that. Right, I kind of don't care now. It's almost entirely in our hands now. We need to be a new Liverpool here. We need to be a Liverpool that's just clinical, that's scruffy, that gets stuff over the line. Let's not go back to being that Liverpool again. The one that every time we feel like it's up to us, we chuck it away.
I mean, I think we can score goals against Bournemouth, and we've proved that. I mean, they proved they can score goals against us. Yeah. But, I mean, that would be good for me if they think they can score goals against us. I'd rather that than they came and parked the bus and made it difficult. It's just, for me, there's so few games left, and they're all against teams who are lower down the table. And there's this thing around that Liverpool can't play teams in lower down the table. They can only play good teams. Mm-hmm. And we can lay that to rest. We've got however many games left just to prove. Is it 9 games left or 8? We can win those 8 games and prove that it doesn't matter where in the table you are, we can beat you.
This is that point in the season, Chris, in old championship terms, where you didn't have to scroll down the fixture list anymore, and your remaining fixtures all fit on it, and you go, this.
Focus.
And you know exactly what's coming up, and you can get a clear idea of it, and as I say, it begins on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth will come and play a bit of football like they normally do, to be honest with you. I think, you know, they'll have been buoyed by the fact that they scored 4 goals against us last time out. Let's not forget, though, I know we got beaten, but we were comfortable at 3-1 against them, you know, and we got there quite comfortably as well. I think if Liverpool turn up, just like we did against the Derby, same intensity, show them the same respect that we showed to Everton, which is none, by the way, and just go out there and score goals, we'll be absolutely fine, because our players are better than this, and we can play football against teams who are lower down the table. You know, we have won games against teams who are lower down the table, it's just our points per game is much worse than against
January
the top half.
distorts a lot of it, doesn't it? The January run, where it was the Swansea and the Hull, before that, at home, we were wiping the floor with teams at the bottom of the table. We battered Stoke, we battered Watford. Hull, another one. We just did 10 we
Leicester, we scored 12 odd goals in about 4 games.
Everton.
3 games,
Everton,
you know, we've done that consistently.
Everton and Kraft beat them. West Brom, we beat 2-1. You know, all these teams who were below us, we did. It was a bad month that kind of distorted it. But before that, we were wiping the floor.
Battered Leicester as well, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we're more than capable of doing it. It's again, but I keep saying, I just want to win now. We need to be in the Champions League next year, don't we? That's what we all want. A, for the money and the prestige. B, because it's boss watching Champions League footy at Anfield. It's been too long.
And the way it helped us to attract players.
Absolutely. And the last time we just didn't do ourselves justice. You know, we were feeble. It was quite embarrassing, in fact, wasn't it, the last Champions League run?
Yeah.
So we need to get back in now and, you know, show people who this is us. This is what Liverpool is. And to do that, you beat Bournemouth at home. So the teams who Man United are below us in the league because they couldn't beat Bournemouth at home and they couldn't beat West Brom at home and they drew with everyone. You know, that's what their problem is. Yeah. Loads of draws. We can you know, put more pressure on them and Arsenal just by just chipping away. And soon there'll be 5 games left. And then they're praying for us to lose games. And then you just keep chipping away. And before you know it, you know, 2 or 3 more wins, and it looks really rosy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And if you're picking a game that you think Liverpool should win, you pick Bournemouth at home. And so the players have to go and do it now.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Is we're looking at 8 games and going, 8 wins. It might not have to be that way.
Oh, no.
If you can get 4 wins, win the next 4. I'm picking that. I've not actually looked too far down the figures, but for the sake of argument, see where the league table is then, because you might find that by that point Man United have gone, you know what, forget the Premier League, it's all about the Europa League. You might find that Arsenal have completely and utterly, you know, collapsed in on themselves, you know, and all of a sudden it's almost, you're almost there, aren't you? That's the thing, is that, so you're right, let's just keep plugging away, keep chugging away. It's going to be interesting to see who we line up with. We'll come on to that in a moment, of course. Trivia question, hastily prepared trivia question. Bournemouth have only ever sold 1 player to Liverpool. What is a name who that player is? And I'll give you the answer at the end of the show if you don't know, because it's dead easy. Sponsors, yeah, nobody we've been plugging the merch and stuff, but you can still buy Redmen TV merch. Of course you can. Chris, what's the website?
www.theredmentvshop.com. No, www.theredmentvshop.bigcartel.com.
Yes! You can go over there and buy some Redmen TV merch. And as you notice as well, at the moment we are proudly backed by Ladbrokes as well. Massive support from them to help us and the fellow fan channels as well. So yeah, brilliant times with Redmen TV. Let's get into the selection stuff then. Obviously Chris will be doing his starting 11 as per, but looks like no Mane, no Henderson, no Lallana. 2 of those 3 are currently having a holiday in Miami.
Is it Key West or is it like
mates? They can go wherever they want. Because
my mate went to Key West and I wouldn't fancy Lallana being there. Just saying, lots of sippers.
He's coming back with a smile on his face, isn't he? But yeah, it leaves some questions, Chris, over what Liverpool got to do here. It's interesting that, and I covered this on the news show on Monday, that what Klopp mentioned, there being no 1-for-1 replacement for Mane, and it was interesting that he kind of mentioned Trent, he mentioned Woodburn, because the obvious solution is how we finish the game against Everton, really, isn't it? You know, Origi comes into centre, you maybe push Firmino to the right, but you know, from what I would like to see us. I'd like to see Trent get a run, if I'm perfectly honest. What about yourself?
What are you thinking then with Trent there?
Just put Trent on the
right wing. Yeah. Oh, well, that's quite an interesting shout. Actually, Yeah, I'd kind of like to see that. I'd prefer to see it in a friendly first, I think, maybe, see how he does and stuff. But now it's a decent shout. He can cross the ball, he's fast, you know, he's good with the ball at his feet and stuff. Again, I go back to it, and I said it the first time we played Burnley when Mane wasn't available. I'd kind of like to see Wijnaldum out there and see what he can do. He did it last season for Newcastle, albeit on the left-hand side.
And Lallana push paved that, doesn't he? That's the only issue.
Yeah.
Well, that's the trouble, isn't it? But then, you know, could you get a Trent in the centre or something like that? So, you know, there's ways and means, isn't there? But we know that Wijnaldum can play that role really well for Newcastle, albeit it was the left-hand side.
I think it'll just be Coutinho left, Firmino right, Origi up front. I think that's what he'll do. And then the midfield will be Wijnaldum, Chan, and probably Lucas. Lucas probably starts again, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't, if I was going to play Trent, I wouldn't mind Chan dropping deeper, taking Lucas out and playing Trent in midfield, because I don't think you're going to need Lucas too much in this game compared to what you need in the derby.
This is the thing for me, is that we made this mistake in the past. It was a Lucas at centre half kind of situation. Lucas Leiva was magnificent in the derby, absolutely magnificent, and there's a tendency to go, keep that. It's a different game of football, and you know, and there is. I think that this is a horses for courses situation, and that's why I thought with the Origi stuff as well. I don't think it's as cut and dry as just keep it as we ended the derby. There may be some
I think it probably is just keep it the same. But I wonder when Trent Alexander-Arnold jumped the queue in midfield ahead of, you know, Ajaria and Stewart and.
Joe's an interesting one as well. Where's he up to fitness wise? Because I wouldn't mind seeing him.
He's been training. He hasn't even been in the squad. Wilson seems to have jumped above him as another one. Grujic is on the bench midweek. He's an option. Ajaria is injured, so he won't be in. But I think he'll pick Lucas. I wouldn't. I think I would rather play Chan deeper and pick a Grujic or maybe a Trent. But the other option, and I said this for the derby, I wouldn't have played Lucas. You know, I was wrong. Yeah. Lucas was magnificent. I said I wouldn't have played Lovren, I'd have played Klavan. I was wrong on that, funny enough. So here's another wrong shout, but is that you play Coutinho in the midfield, and then you play Woodburn on the left wing. So you play Chan, Wijnaldum and Coutinho in the middle, and then you play Woodburn up front.
See, what I liked about him playing Lucas...
How does that solve the Mane problem, sorry?
Is in that you play Firmino on the right. So you play Coutinho in midfield, Coutinho in midfield, Origi front, Firmino on the right. Yeah,
and it's what...
It's basically replacing...
It's just to get Lucas out your side.
Lucas is coming out because I don't think you need him, and Mane is out because you're bringing in basically Woodburn and Origi.
Yeah. I want him to play the team with the least changes that he can get. I think he's made the mistake in the past of making too many and moving people out of position. I mean, when he was playing Lallana on the right, you know, it just sort of skewed the whole team. I think keep the system and just make as few changes as possible.
Yeah. I mean, there's a case, isn't it, that you look at the Leicester game at home. Now, we played Firmino on the left there, played through the middle, and it worked, and we thought, oh, maybe this is our best one. Like, it wasn't. Just to clarify that in case anyone wasn't sure though at the time. But I agree. I could see it. I'm happy for a case to be made for. I thought Trent looked good playing from the right hand side when he come off the bench.
Sturridge is there, you know, by the way.
Well, Sturridge will be there, but yeah, you know, maybe. But in that instance, ignoring the midfield situation, because we've not got an abundance of options there, have we? As you say, Grujic, who's not played a senior game in God knows how long. I don't know whether that I don't think you're starting him in this game, are you necessarily?
I'd certainly like to see him get on. At some point.
Maybe. But I think for me anyway, the problem we've got with Origi is that, and again, there's no signs that Klopp will do, so it's almost wasted oxygen to say it, I guess. But I still think we should just stick to as close to what we do well as possible. And this is the thing, with no Lallana and then we move Firmino out of his position, we've fundamentally changed how we play football there, you know, and how we have to approach it. Just keep Firmino there, just stick Trent on the right, or just stick Woodburn on the right, because it's not that important. You can carry a guy over on that side. I think we're more likely now, hopefully, than we were 3 months ago or 2 months ago, because times progress. These players have improved a little bit more. Maybe they've proved themselves to Klopp that they can handle the pressure. We've seen Woodburn off the bench a couple more times. Similarly with Trent. That's how I would go with it anyway. Because I like Origi. I think he needs. Sorry,
did he score the hat trick? Did he score his hat trick against Bournemouth? Was that in the cup?
That's a great question.
Didn't he score against Southampton?
No, Southampton. Yeah.
Was it Southampton?
Yeah.
It was one of those South Coast teams.
Yeah, I would like to see Origi get a go. I like Origi. I really want him to come really good for Liverpool, but. I really like points, and I really like winning football matches, and yeah, although he can't stick the ball in the back of the net, I don't think any of us would doubt that we're a much worse team when Firmino's not playing in the middle of the attack.
There's a conundrum in it. The manager's right. There's no like for like. The like for like should be Shea Ojo or maybe Harry Wilson. I don't know, but Ojo's just nowhere near at the minute, is he? So again, Wilson's the other right, the complete left field shout. He's an actual. That's actually what he does.
It seems like he's not moving Milner from left back either. Because I mean, there's another option for someone who could have done the right winger job in a completely different way to Mane, but he's done it throughout his career. Yeah, no, but it does look like Moreno's just that shit.
If he has a bet, I mean, I don't want to tread on your prediction show, but I do think it would be Origi, Firmino, and
pick the most obvious thing and go.
The thing is as well that although Mane's got pace, but he doesn't actually play as a winger.
No,
so you're not going to play, replace him with a winger as such, like Milner would play as a winger, and Wijnaldum probably would play as a winger. He actually plays as a forward, and that's what you need. You need someone who's
a good shot. Like I was just the runs that Trent was making, and again the game's kind of open, tired legs, whatever. Everton's head's gone, whatever you want to say. Just what he was doing, I thought he operated that role really nicely, and I'm not saying he's going to be the guy who changes he doesn't need to, because provided you keep Coutinho, Firmino in each other's pockets, then you can trust them to win the game for you. And all Trent's got to do, so whoever that job is just got to continue just doing the basics of that job. Whereas the problem with the centre forward position is it's such a complex position for how we play. That like I said, I'm repeating myself, but it'd be interesting to know people's thoughts. Do let us know what you think in the comments below. Score predictions, Steve?
2-0 Liverpool.
Okay, Dan?
4-0.
Oh, go ahead.
3-0 Liverpool.
Cool. 2-1 to the Reds.
That 70% got scored and conceded in. Yeah.
Yeah, all day long. Maybe a little bit trickier than we'd like. I hope. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was 2 and we've had the disappointment of conceding rather than the annoyance of it going 1-1.
It'd be nice if it was John's, actually.
Oh, well, much 5, 6. Let's go nuts. Oh, yeah. Let's hope it's the Liverpool that turns up and stuff tonight. I genuinely think we've more chance of that happening if we keep Firmino in his natural position. Then I just think it'll be a bit. I could see Origi winning the game for us if he's played centre forward, but I could see him winning it at 2-1 more than I can see him scoring 3 in a 4-0.
I must admit, I'd like to see Firmino and Coutinho playing close together again. It was such a joy to watch the other day.
I completely agree on that. Okay, so trivia question was, Bournemouth only ever sold one player to Liverpool. Who was it?
Redmen.
Jamie Redknapp. Correct. You got that right. Good on you. Good on you. Loads more content to come up this week, both on the website and on the YouTube channel as well. There will be a Red News Roundup show. We've already done the final way for the derby. You can go back and have one last glorious pour over that. Chris will be doing a stat show. We've got the podcast. It's amazing. A whole raft
stat show this week, mate.
No?
Oh. We're doing Red News Roundup and an extra final words.
Okay. Devils.
I haven't got time for a day's research, mate.
That's all next week. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Click the Redmen TV icon on the screen if you haven't subscribed yet. Do it. It'll make you a better person. And we'll see you back here post Bournemouth.